So I served I got called in January to the MTC. February, I was in Washington. By late May, I got sick. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I had stomach problems, and I kept going to the doctors for a few months, and they just couldn't find anything. And then being sick all the time kind of messed with my emotional health as well. And so I got diagnosed with depression and anxiety, which wasn't fun. I had to visit a counselor once a week at least to talk about it. And I kind of kept pushing along as much as I could. I know my mission president asked me to come home a few times, but I was really stubborn and I refused to. And so I think I learned from that I probably should have listened to him sooner, and he holds the priesthood keys over the mission. And so whatever he says we should go with, because sometimes it gets worse if we don't. And so I pushed it off until October when I got really, really sick and I just couldn't keep up with the missionary schedule anymore. I was feeling really down because of the weather and I was having anxiety attacks. I learned to really trust in my companion and really trying to describe what was going on in my head with her. She was a huge, huge support to me. Trusting her, and I think losing yourself in the work helps a lot. Coming home, I remember writing the letter to my mission president telling him I just couldn't do it anymore, and him agreeing to send me home. That was early October. And so by mid-October, he came and picked me up, and I was leaving home with all the other departing missionaries. I think it was hard, and it was a very emotional day riding on that plane home, because I didn't feel like my job was done, and I didn't want it to be done. I wanted to keep working, and it was pretty hard coming home and having to take my tag off. That first week was rough, and I just didn't know if I wanted to see people or not. But I learned to just accept God's will, and He makes everything fall into place, because it doesn't matter if we served for 2 years or 18 months or 3 weeks or a day or 2 hours. We served, and we put everything aside to go and serve God, and He will help you get through everything. I've been home for almost 6 weeks now after serving for 10 months, and I've seen His hand every day in my life, and I've seen people's support in my ward and my family and their love they have, because they do love you, and they love you being a missionary or not. And so I think just making sure that we understand that just because we come home early doesn't mean that we quit. It means that we keep progressing in other ways. But taking care of our spiritual self is important, but we have to take care of our physical and emotional health, or else we can't be the best we are and be able to serve God with 110%.